Shit. Wow, what an idiot I am. I never hit the go live button. I'm sorry. If there's anyone waiting or anyone watching, I am sorry for completely missing that. Wow, I feel like such an idiot. I went over so much too. Again, I apologize. I don't know if I should start over. I have so much I have to do today. I have to work later on today too. Maybe it recorded my voice and just not the charts. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like there was nobody watching anyway, so I'm just going to continue where I left off. To sum it up, I was looking at the overnight, and the ES, the NQ, the Russell, the Dow, gold and oil. The equities are up, gold is up, oil is down. I guess it could be as simple as that. Let's take a look at the VIX now. That's where I wasn't heading there, but I forgot I wanted to look at it. Man, how did I forget that? More proof that it's really hard to do multiple jobs while trying to become a trader and trying to get enough sleep and working on another million things at home. But life is good. Anyway, the VIX in the overnight, it gapped up and has been slightly trending up despite price heading up. I don't know if that divergence means anything. I kind of have a slight feeling that as soon as the ES opens or the NQ, that we'll see a sharp sell-off. Could rising VIX be a sign of large players getting in a position to sell off their profits? I don't know. Who would be selling this up like this in the overnight? Volume seems to be increasing as well. I'm going to take a look at something. Despite the recovery on Friday, there wasn't really all that much strength. And how many times now have we had bearish signals on RSI despite price going higher? But in a bullish argument, the high we just made on the 22nd, strength was all right. I'm not as good reading RSI on the daily. I don't know. If anyone has any insights, I'd be happy to know on what they think about a reversal. I'm sure everyone's as confused as I am. But there's always someone that sees something that I don't. I guess if we come back up to 67.56 and reject it, what would rejection look like? On Tuesday, the 23rd. What did it look like then? Tuesday the 23rd. Here we are, Tuesday the 23rd, when we rejected that area. I know I'm going a little bit off topic here. I'm further than I need to be, but there's pretty much no news today except for home sales at 10 and a couple Fed speeches, which I'll still talk about in a little bit. I guess the signals here would be, so the Monday night close, after making new highs, the overnight fails to get above it at all, not even close. Tuesday opens, cannot break at all above it. I guess the clear signal, which I always, that's kind of the issue when you're trying to scalp and trade quicker. You don't zoom out and look at things, because I should have seen this rejection of the open. And then the sharp downtrend since then for 3 days. I mean, pivot points are really strong. Should really just play them. I should have a hierarchy of key areas with pivot points at the top. They kind of are in my mind already. But back to the VIX. Not much else to say. Besides, the VIX is slightly trending up with a huge gap up. And price is going up as well. So make of that what you will. The dollar is down significantly. I don't know much about reading that into the equities markets or trying to see something in the dollar. I'm still learning when it comes to that, and everything I learned about it doesn't seem to stick real easy. All right, let's take a look at news for a little bit. I like using fxstreet.com. They're great. Well, I guess there was a Fed speech at 4 a.m. Why? Was he in Europe or something? Anyway, she spoke again at 8. Must be some conference somewhere. Since Powell has walked back his stance on cutting in October and December, people will be very sensitive to anything coming from the Fed. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know the games, the political games. there's a really good argument for dissolving the Fed, but at this point, I'm just here to make money, if I can. Anyway, 10 a.m. we have pending home sales. I usually just block these times out for scalping. And then we have 3 Fed speeches today. Tomorrow, which I don't know yet if I can stream tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be trading all day. I have a job that kind of turned into a bit of a mess. I gotta catch up on it. But tomorrow we have more Fed speeches. Chicago PMI, consumer confidence. Another Fed speech. I wonder how many people attend like a lesser Fed speech. And how many of them are sleeping. All right, Wednesday, ADP employment change, that's a big one. A lot of people started trusting that more than the government. I think it's a private company. PMI, Wednesday. Thursday, initial jobless claims, that's a big one. Friday, more Fed speeches, unemployment rate, that'll be huge. So, good stuff. Let's take a look at the FedWatch tool. It looks like it's down for was that December, October? That was October. So if you've never seen this before, this is a tool in CME that tracks the likelihood that the Fed will cut based on, I guess they're trading contracts. I'm not sure exactly what the product is, but people trade on the likelihood of the cut. Kind of like how Kalshi trades on the likelihood of it raining in Seattle. For every month, I guess there's a contract that people trade on. But from that, they derive the likelihood that people think there's going to be a cut. So in October, it's 89.3% chance of a quarter point cut. 10% chance it'll stay. Now it's up a little bit from Friday, but down a little bit from last Monday, I think that was. Yes. For December, we are down. Well, up from Friday, but down from Monday. Yeah, we'll see how that changes this week with all the Fed speeches. I guess that's who watches the Fed speeches, people who trade these. Great, I have the hiccups now. Check the headlines, see what all the geniuses are saying. Government shutdown is big, I guess. knows if it'll tank the market. Why not ask that question? I'm sorry I'm asking AI. I know the answers should be assumed to be wrong in some ways. Just volatility, which no shit. That's what it said. In 2018 and 2019, the shutdown, S&P rallied it once it ended, but dipped once it began. So we'll see. I try my best not to keep in with politics. I really need to care even less. As an American, I should only be concerned with our liberties and maintaining them. So according to Yahoo, which as soon as I say that sentence, you should be skeptical because they're making it up as they go. The rise, well, they're not saying the rise in futures is from the shutdown, but they're saying it rivets Wall Street. The risk of it rivets Wall Street, which maybe that's where the volatility in the VIX is coming from. All right, that's enough of that. Let's take a quick... I can't get rid of these hiccups. I don't know where they came from. Let's take a quick look at the ES and where I think it's going to head today. And then I got to go. I can't look at the other ones today. I have to get to work soon. So if we head higher, definitely look out for the high that we're approaching at the R2 pivot point, 6759.25. We're close to there already. If we head lower, look out for Friday's high. If we dip beyond that, well, if it is because of a shutdown, I don't know when the shutdown would happen, if it does happen. But if there's bad news of a shutdown today, oh, I guess let's look at earnings. Any earnings coming out? I don't think so. Pretty much nothing this week. That's surprising. Carnival's kind of important. Nike, yeah. Unfi. Whatever the hell that is. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think it being the end of the month, not a lot coming out. So I guess if the government shutdown does happen, it'll happen on the 1st of October, I assume. Which at this point, I believe it's just a political tool of some sort. I don't think there's a lower life form on this planet than a politician. think they're below even an amoeba. I think an amoeba or starfish give more value. All right, I'm done. I gotta get ready. Again, my community is called No More Paper. Link to the community is in the description to the Discord. The community is for traders to learn. No sales pitches, nothing like that. There's nothing to buy whatsoever. I started it just so I could become a better trader. All right, that's it. Goodbye. Good luck trading today.